Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aries in mid-August 2019. Hello, Aries. What's going on? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Aries, what's going on? Tell me everything. No. Obviously, you cannot. All right, guys. I hope your summer is ending or wrapping up nicely. Hope you had an amazing summer. Hope you've got everything you've wished for and everything you've hoped for. And if not, I hope it improves for you. My summer is simply wrapping up. I cannot complain about it, and so I shall not even attempt. All right, Aries, that's your main spread there. I've shuffled off camera to sort of save time a little bit. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are up and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. You can look in the description box below for the timestamp if you want to jump ahead. You can also look down in the description box and you can see the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have to clarify anything before you place an order, I'd be happy to answer any questions beforehand. You simply email me at the same address, okay? All right, now guys, and please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and comment, and do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do. The channel is continuing to grow, meeting new people, seeing more comments pop up on the video, so that's pretty cool. So if you want to help me out in, achieving my own personal goals with this channel and the work that I do here, you can do any and all of those things, okay? All right, Aries, let's see the outcome for you in mid-August, shall we? Let me see Aries' outcome in mid-August. Oh, God, I can barely talk. Mid-August 2019, mid-August 2019 outcome for Aries, please show me. Whoa, there it is. Bottom of the deck will be the overall energy. These cards are so tiny. And let's flip what came face down for you. All right. And a little crooked, but I think it'll work. It works. You can see it. All right, let's see what's going on. Please show me where Aries is in mid-August 2019. Mid-August 2019. Please show me where Aries is. Okay, thank you. Ooh. All right, guys. Pretty simple. It was feeling that way even like before I was doing the meditation just then. Yeah, this is like, oof. Anyway, I don't know what this is just yet. It's uncomfortable, I'll say that. Guys, coming into your reading, you come in with the Moon card as your starting position. So major arcana for Pisces. Some of you might be dealing with a Pisces, but you don't have to be. Or excuse me, yeah, the Moon, right? Oh my God, I'm blanking. Because for 2 seconds, I was like, no, the Moon is Cancer. And then something came along and like smacked me in my head, like, you fool, no, it's Pisces. So I don't know why. So maybe you're just dealing with a water sign in particular, or maybe there's a significance between a particular Cancer or Pisces or a Pisces in your life. This is going to be a difficult one because I can't really talk. I'm a little tongue-tied, so that could also indicate something for some of you guys. Anyway, Moon card. You know, this woman who's up there on the moon between the two lighthouses there. This is not what I normally get with the Moon card. I don't even think I've ever heard anyone really interpret the Moon card this way, but this is like being caught up. This is being hung up on two particular things. It feels very emotional, so I'm going to assume it's involving people. So you might find yourself being caught in the middle of something, Aries, when it comes to emotional attachments with people. So that could be romantic, but it does not have to be. I know a lot of people come to tarot looking for clues about their love life, but I feel that it could also be, you know, between friends or between family members. So I would say top two is probably going to be family or love if we're talking about people. If it's not an emotional attachment or relations with people, I think this would just be directions and which way to go. And, you know, I really feel you're most attached or most like the female figure up on that moon. You're caught between two sides, right? Two cliff sides. And right beneath her is like that raging water. So like a very precarious place to be, Aries. I don't know if there are fights going on. I don't know if this is disagreements, if this is about, new life choices and everything like that. But it's just, you're at the precipice of something very important that needs to be decided. A road needs to be taken. A decision has to be made, right? And I think you feel very much caught as if you were caught between a rock and a hard place. I think that you feel, in some cases, maybe you're choosing the lesser of two evils, or more kind of underpinning all, or the majority of Aries that are going to see this, is that you don't know what to choose. You're confused. You know, the moon talks about, in the traditional interpretation, talks about illusion and delusion, talks about that dreamy underworld, that dreamscape world that Pisces rules, which is full of fantasy, and it's full of daydreaming and, like, you know, hoping for the best and not really wanting to reconcile with reality because the dream is much better than the reality. So I feel, Aries, and this is probably quite uncomfortable for you, and this is, I think that's why in the beginning I was like not feeling pleased, or it was a displeasing energy I felt when I opened my eyes from the quick meditation in the beginning. This is not normally where you are, so caught up in your emotions, so caught up in making a decision and feeling, you know, vexed and feeling perplexed and just not being able to ground yourself and really stand in a firm place, either this side or that side. You could be, you know, as best as someone could be. In some of your cases, people could be emotionally trying to blackmail you or emotionally manipulate you, because again, this card is associated with Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign. Pisces is a very ethereal kind of sign, very dreamy, right? And so this is probably very disconcerting to you, how at a loss you feel when it comes to making up your mind about something. In terms of like love and relationships, or even family relationships or friends, that would make a lot of sense. If you're in a position where you have to choose sides between two people, or choose sides between, let's say, two people who are having a disagreement, maybe friends or family, or choose between two people, someone that you love here, someone that you're interested over there, or vice versa, or, you know, you're a free agent and you're just out here dating, but maybe, you know, there are several people that you like, you know, and you're feeling, I don't want to say forced to choose, quote unquote forced, because I don't know if it's about that, but I think you feel certainly not ready to choose, because there's something disquieted, interesting, that something is unsettled within you. Again, I think that you're not sure. This is a very interesting reading, because I think you've come from a place where you were pretty much sure of who you are and what you were doing, and now over the past few weeks or months, Aries, it feels as though slowly but surely this whirlpool keeps grinding it, and it's growing, and it's getting massive and massive, like how you would see like a hurricane on a weather radar, like slowly but surely begin to grow, and it expands, and then it moves towards land. Like, maybe that's it. You know, maybe some of you are in the middle of an ultimatum. It's going to be me or her. It's going to be him or me. You know, someone might be telling you that. You might be telling yourself that. I got to choose. I got to pick this one over here. I got to choose that one over there. Or, you know, if we're talking about a circumstance where we're between friends and family, there might be a matter that needs to be settled where, you know, depending on what you decide or depending on whose side you take, things are just forever going to change. Like when the hurricane hits land, it's about to be a storm in some of your lives, not all of your lives. So this is a very disabled energy. It's displeasing to you. It's uncomfortable to you, right? But it's quiet. So what do I mean by that? I think that there might be more internal turmoil on your shoulders, in your heart, in your mind, than you might be sharing with other people. And yeah, you're not a fan of it. You absolutely are caught up in this energy, in this mindset, in this moment in your life, and You know, you would much rather be out of it than in it, my friend. And you know, I don't know if I should, but I feel kind of sorry for you. And why do I say that? I don't know if I should, because I don't know the specifics. I don't know the details of your life, yeah? But I think I'm feeling bad because I think you're beating yourself up to a certain degree, Aries. I think that you're incredibly frustrated that this isn't coming easy to you, that it's actually a struggle to make up your mind. It's actually a struggle for you to move one foot in front of the other towards one decision, one pathway, one person. It's just like you can't even lift a toe to make a move in either direction, and like it's hurting everybody. But I think it's particularly frustrating for you, Aries, because you're so used to being so decisive and so clear-minded and clear of heart. Like you're usually very much able to plot your course. You're totally off course here, and maybe that's it. It's like unknown territory to you, and so maybe I feel bad because maybe there's a little bit of like fear or anxiety or uncertainty behind this whole situation, or like that sits with you day in, day out, and it's uncomfortable. Yeah? Okay, and so this is gonna basically echo what I was sort of saying there with the moon card. So right above you, you have the Two of Wands, Dominion, right? This deck, I love this little deck. It has like one keyword to kind of give you an insight into what the card is talking about. But this is what I was saying, is this is consciously in your mind. It's above you, so you think about it daily. You might think about it constantly from sun up to sundown. What are you doing? Someone might be asking you that. Someone might be, like I said, giving you an ultimatum, putting you under a time constraint. What are you going to do, Aries? What are we doing here? Someone might be demanding that of you in a relationship. Someone might be demanding that of you if you're kind of in the middle of a disagreement between friends or between family members or whatever it is. Or if you're not, you know, catching hell from other people, this could be something within yourself, Aries. I know I need to start thinking of my life in different ways and approaching my life in different ways. And maybe you're on the precipice, on the brink of starting a new career or getting into some type of physical fitness routine. And, you know, it's been a struggle for you to maintain weight or drop weight or whatever, or it's been a struggle with your diet. Maybe you have, unfortunately, maybe you have a disease or an illness that is going to cause you to change your lifestyle. And, you know, it sounds easy to some people, but, you know, for some people it's really hard because, you know, foods and the way that we nourish our bodies become conditioned, or a sort of way that we condition ourselves, or that we pamper ourselves or please ourselves. Yeah. So I don't know who that's for. That's probably like for one person, but you might have an actual struggle with committing to a healthier lifestyle for the sake of your own long-term health. And, you know, that again would be something internal that not a lot of people might not, or a lot of people might not know about. But regardless of what you're deciding or what crossroads you're standing at, Aries, regardless, it's up to you. There's only one person on this card. It's the wand suit, so it's the fire suit. So that's your home base, yeah? And maybe that, you know, look at this guy again, I'm sorry. It's like walking into the fires of hell. Like, again, I think some of you feel the choice is sort of like the lesser of two evils, or again, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. There are pros and cons to both choices, pros and cons to both people that you have been dating or are interested in romantically or sexually or whatever it is. And, you know, whatever you end up choosing, you don't want to get burned, right? Nobody wants to make a choice that ends up being a regret or a mistake. We all, you know, God help this world. What would it have been if we all made the right decision the first time? You know, like we all have this anxiety or worry about making the wrong decision. And so that's where you're standing, looking at this wall of fire going, so if I go towards this, am I going to get burned? You know, he might pull like one of those action hero stunts and like run through the flames, end up on the other side, not a singe of clothing, not a singe on his hair, nothing. So that's where you are. You're hung up, sitting on that moon, aka, again, the moon, just the moon itself and the water below is indicating heavy emotions, heavy emotional pull. You are probably drowning in your emotions to a certain extent, and it's just not pleasant for you. So this is where you are. I believe you might be having a reversed linear, or maybe just a straight up linear. Let's see. Because I feel that there's a separation between these things. Okay, never mind. I lied. Okay. So flavoring, that's weird. What word is that? Or why am I using that word? That's weird. Flavoring is the word they want me to use. I don't know if that means something to you, but flavoring your moon position next door, you have the Three of Cups, Aries. Abundance. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you've been with my channel, you know what the speech is normally, what my speech normally would be at this point. Not today, friends. For some of you, this is a third-party situation. You know, the moon, again, is about fantasy. The moon is about illusions and just like having a good time. You know, a little bit of hedonism, not a lot, but, you know, a nice little flavoring or sprinkling of hedonism can be present in the moon card next door to this card, Three of Cups, with a bunch of, you know, bikini wearing women on it. So if you're a woman watching this, not to say that this is you or anything like that, but this is definitely giving me feelings of partying, of going out, having a good time, being young, free, single, sexy, doing all that kind of stuff, no matter what your status is. I don't know if you're gay, straight, married, separated, living together, situationship, it's complicated. I don't care. But this is the energy with these two together. So some of you, not all, you know your situation. If this has nothing to do with a third party situation, ignore this part. But some of you know exactly what's going on. So there has been indulgence in, again, like hedonistic, sensual, sexual, very liberated energy. Very liberated, like no strings attached. And maybe that's kind of like the hang up here, you know, maybe some of you had an NSA, had a hookup one time, or maybe one or two times, or three times, or four, whatever. And the hang up could be that you have someone you're serious about, and then you have this person that you're not so serious about. And there is like a vexed pulling and pushing and pulling between you and these two people. Maybe you're the NSA hookup, or maybe you're the serious partner and someone else is in the middle. I don't know. I asked where Aries was. Here you were, on the moon. Yeah? So if you know you're not in the middle of the third party situation, then rewrite this. But there's a freedom here, right? A carefree nature, or energy, rather. Experiences that, again, are like no strings attached, no expectations, very liberated. And it's kind of, it's tempting, it's inviting. Either this is still going on, or it has recently transpired, recently started to die down. It's still relevant enough that you remember it. You can see it clearly from where you're standing, right? It's right next to you, so you kind of are holding on to it, or it keeps popping back up. So I'm saying it could be a person, you know, it could be that one-time hookup that keeps like hitting your phone up and being like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing this weekend? And you're like, that was like 3 weeks ago. Why is this person still contacting me? And then some of you are just like, why am I even responding to this person? You're confused. You don't know why. Because, you know, with a no strings attached label, right? The point is to be not attached. Yet you or them or something between you is attaching, is latching on, is remaining, is hanging around. Whether you want that or not, it's just the way it is. And, ay Dios mío, it confuses the situation. It confuses you, and it confuses the situation. Because again, I feel if this is a third-party situation, you may or may not have someone who's serious on the other side of you, Aries, again, if you're in the middle. I just think it just complicates things because, you know, if I'm honest, Aries, I think that you're in a phase of just wanting to do what you need to do for yourself. You know, you've been in this deep reflective pool, or this deep whirlpool, reflective pool, this deep whirlpool of emotions. And when other people come to you, hitting you up, the you know, no strings attached person versus the boyfriend of 4 years, or the boyfriend of 2 months, or the girlfriend that's on and off again, whatever your situation is. Everybody coming in and telling you what they want from you or how they want to interact with you confuses you even more. I think that you kind of need to be settled on your own, but this 3 keeps coming in. So it's both partners keep coming in. If this is a friendship thing or a family thing, and again, that is just indicative of third party, not in a sexual or romantic way, clearly, but with friends and family, it would be the same thing. Your mom is calling you, asking you, what do you think about this? And then her sister, your aunt, calls you 2 days later and says, oh, well, have you talked to your mother? Because you know she's lying. And it's just like this drama. As much as this is abundant and free and liberating, that 3 of Cups, it's also dramatic because it's cups. And each one of these women, right? They're each holding their own individual cup. So everybody's coming to this from an emotional standpoint. Everybody has a dog in this fight. Everybody has an opinion to share. And Aries, when you are in the middle of deciding something for your life, you really don't care what other people have to say. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not that you don't care. It's just further distraction. It complicates it from your point of view. And because of where you started, it's like heightened right now. The complication, the confusion, the complexity, and just the irritation is even more. You know, because you're still Aries, and Aries is easily agitated when things just kind of don't make sense or they become irrational. Yeah? And when we talk about cups and the moon, lots of irrational energy because it's deeply emotional. Not to say that you can't be rational and emotional at the same time. You can, but I think the balance is too far into the emotional space for you to feel that there's any rationality around to depend on. So you're further agitated, you're further isolating yourself, you're further maybe being reactionary and snappy to people, perhaps. Or you're blanking people. That person who's hitting you up, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Not returning their call, not returning their text. You know, maybe you live with someone. You're staying late at the office. You're staying out late, going to the bars, hanging out with your friends. You're coming home at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night because you want your partner to be in bed before you, because you don't want to have any discussions. You don't want to interact in that way, okay? So, I think this would be... Who's this? It could be. We'll see. Prince of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You might be dealing with one of those signs, or but you do not have to be. This could be someone, one of the quote-unquote options in your third-party situation. Could be one side in the disagreement between friends and family. I don't know. But this person would be making a slow approach. And if not slow, just a very predictable approach. Very familiar. This energy, this person. Might be some loyalty between you and them. So again, if that's the romantic thing or the sexual thing, this might be your primary partner, but it does not have to be. But this person, solid, stubborn. Look at the bull, okay? They're stubborn as well. So there's a lot of pros and cons to this person. Like, I feel it. Like, they, on the surface, might look like a good guy or a good girl, or, you know, someone that's really, you know, upstanding or really cool. But they have a lot of, you know, detracting characteristics as well. stubborn being one of them. Yeah. So I think that this person is aware of the third party situation. So and that's the other thing about, I've been talking about this third party situation. I have talked about it as if, and I hope it came across in my tone, but maybe it didn't, but I'm going to articulate it now. Whoever's involved in the third party situation, friends, family, lovers, I don't care what area it is, everybody knows about everybody. There's no secret NSA. There's no secret mistress on the side. If maybe at some point it was a secret, but now that secret is out. So everybody knows who is all playing here, who is all involved here. Everybody knows. This person is committed to their path. So if this is the partner, they're committed to making it work with you in whatever way you guys are trying to make it work. I don't know. If this is your mother in that, fight between the mom and her sister, or the disagreement between the mom and her sister, if this is your mom, she's committed to the path of being your mother and doing whatever that means. Conversely, this could be the other side. This could be the interloping energy, or the newest energy, so to speak, the outside energy. So the aunt, right? Or the NSA hookup person, whoever it is. Could be you, but I feel it's not really. I take that back. It's probably one of the other two people. They're committed to their path. They will not waver from what they want. If they want you and them to be married, or to commit further, even though you've been out there in the streets doing what you do, inviting other people around to the apartment when they're not there, whatever you've done, this person is like, well, I still want to make it work with you. Okay. If this is the hookup, they want to keep hooking up with you. If this is a new hookup, maybe there's more than 3 people, maybe there's 4 people. They want to keep meeting you, or you want to keep meeting them. It could, like I said, it could be you, Aries, but you're so in between shit. I don't even think you would be anywhere near this, committed to the path, committed to the journey, committed to, some choice that was made previous till now. So in that sense, I think that this person gives off the impression, maybe from their point of view, that they're loyal, that they're honest, that they're devoted, that they mean what they say and they say what they mean. And that's all great. But in the context of the thing, being that we have decisions that need to be made by Aries, being that we are aware that there is some interloping third party situation, more people, too many cooks in the kitchen, basically. This person's aware of that, but they continue on as if that information doesn't change things. So again, if they're walking down a path or traveling down a path in a chariot or or a car or whatever, and somebody just throws out spikes like police officers use to stop a speeding car, right? And people are throwing that on the road. This person doesn't turn left or right. They continue to drive down this street. So that's not to say whatever they want can't happen. It's just to say that they're so dedicated that they risk peril. They risk injury. They risk, chancing getting a flat tire, getting a busted tire, rolling on rims, and damaging their car beyond repair because they're so focused on what they want. So that can be good, that can be bad. I don't know the specifics of the situation. I don't know who that is. Yeah? I don't know how that makes you feel either, because that's definitely most likely not Aries. That's most likely whoever Aries is dealing with on either side. And because they're so steadfast and focused on whatever previous goal or journey they have set off to do, it kind of makes it harder for you to make a decision. Because I think Aries, much like you're showing here on the card, or the moon card, you're in between. You haven't set foot on either side, on either cliffside. You're hanging out on top of that moon. So you don't have a decision made, but it feels like the Prince of Pentacles has their mind made up already. So in some senses, I hope you're getting this. In some senses, it feels like this person is strong-arming you, emotionally manipulating you, trying to influence you to go along with their plan, which, given again that these are this Three of Cups plus the Moon, that makes sense. People have emotional attachment, emotional investment. Nobody wants to get hurt. No person, unless you're what? A masochist? Right? Yeah, a masochist. Nobody wants to be hurt. And even then, I don't know that masochists want to be emotionally hurt. I know that, like, as far as like BDSM, right? Or I don't even know if you call it that anymore, but whatever. Most people who walk this earth do not willingly want to be hurt emotionally. Most people find that to be an experience that they wish to avoid. This person, sticking to their guns, in some ways is daring you to hurt them, is daring you to disagree with what they have chosen for themselves. Their path is chosen. You in on this, Aries, or not? And Aries, you're in a position of, well, I want to make my own decisions without being influenced. Yet you can tell, either consciously or subconsciously, that this person is trying to influence you. Whether that's good or bad, I do not know. But because I feel what Aries wants to do is to make an objective decision, or a decision, again, without anybody else's influence, it's kind of hard when this person is kind of like, jabbing you in the side, poking you, like, hey, make sure you do it this way. They may not say that, but their behaviors, some of their comments to you, it comes off that way. Outcome, Aries, the universe, aka the world. Or wait, is it the world? Yeah. Yes. Right? Yes, 21. Oh my God, you're so silly, Jay. Jesus. Somebody needs to eat dinner around here. All right, so the universe. Major Arcana, the universe, aka the world card. It is most often associated with the fixed signs, so that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Also associated with Capricorn, so you might be dealing with a Capricorn, but you don't have to be. So here we go. End it. Okay, that sounded like a directive. That sounded like me telling you to end it. I'm sorry, no. That's more what the universe, aka the world card, says to you. End it. I'm not telling you that as the reader. The card is telling you that. End it. Now, what are you ending? I think you're meant to end this stage of confusion. I think it's calling you to make a decision. And if you don't make a decision, the universe will make it for you. This card, often associated with like the taskmaster, karmic lessons, okay? You are poised and prepped to close out a chapter, Aries, whether you willingly turn the page or not. Something is ending, something is wrapping up, and, it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. If you don't pull the trigger first, the universe steps in, wraps its hand around your hand, and pulls back on it. And boom, there we go. It's over. Whatever way that means. I don't know what that means. But the world card draws a line under something. Just like finito. Finito. Something is finalized. What and which way you'll go, that's your choice still. You still have time to choose, I feel. I don't think that this moment has passed yet. But eventually, we're going to get somewhere. We're going to close a chapter and move on to the next. You can't perpetually... I mean, think about that. What the hell kind of book or movie or song would we enjoy or even endure or consume if it never ended? Eventually, the book ends. Eventually, the song ends. Eventually, the lights come on in the theater. You walk yourself out into the parking lot and you go home and you discuss the movie and how terrible... how terrible the actors were, or how great they were, whatever. Something always ends. So, as an outcome, it's kind of not a revelation. Something gets wrapped up. You finally come to a decision. You're able to come down off of the moon and put your foot down on either side, either cliffside, okay? And the other thing, oh, thank you. Ooh. See, I subconsciously picked this up just to illustrate again that you needed to choose sides. The other thing that they want me to tell you about the moon card is intuition. Intuition. A lot of you are not, well, I shouldn't say that because you're watching a tarot reading. So let me amend what I was about to say. A lot of you are just getting into your intuition, or just like fine-tuning when and how to access your intuition. Some of you are seasoned vets and you're like, bitch, me and my intuition, we talk every day. We're best friends. Someone out there, not that you don't believe in intuition or, guides and all that kind of stuff, but you're just like not sure how to navigate that space just yet. You'll become familiar by the end of this situation. And again, I think that perhaps you're tied up or you're held up because, again, there is that anxiety and that tension about choosing the wrong, or, selecting the wrong choice, basically. Overall energy, double Capricorn. So shout out to those who are dealing with the Capricorn, because both of the majors for Capricorn have showed up. The Devil card as your overall energy. Again, major arcana for Capricorn. So here we are. Overall, this has dealt with temptation. You're reading. This has dealt with being lured and enticed into a situation, into a predicament that turned out to be more challenging or basically not worth its while. In some of your cases, you're caught between two people when really you don't want to be caught between anybody. You already knew that one of the people that you're dating, let's say you're single. This is not about people who are necessarily married or committed. Let's say you're a total free agent and you've been out there in the social media ways of dating, swiping left, swiping right, and you meet two people. You go out and you date them simultaneously from the jump because of your intuition, right? There it is. I was like poking all around the table. Because of your intuition, you kind of already knew who you were vibing with from the beginning. Person A versus person B. Person B was the one that gave you the best vibe. You really clicked with them. Person A is cool and all, but person B is the one. Well, maybe not the one, but the one that you would choose if there was no one else. But person A, they're kind of sexy, or they're really funny, or they're more available than person B. Like maybe person B is like really, really busy and, they say they like you, whatever. So this Devil card is here, and it's like it is the creation of a situation that you wish was not created. Like you kind of wish you didn't meet person A first. Like if I hadn't met person A first, I could have just put all my attention on person B and we could have maybe gone somewhere. But because person B has pulled back, they know I'm dating person A, and whatever the complexities and in the entanglement of dating that you're doing, it now creates this situation or this feeling in you, Aries, where you kind of feel like your hands are tied, or you kind of feel like you don't have a decision to make. Because, the Devil removes this sense of autonomy, capability, and you fall prey, or you fall to temptation. So in the case of person A and B, person B is like, on paper, textbook, perfect match for Aries. Person A is just more available. Maybe they're more fun. Again, maybe they're the one who reaches out to you. They text first, they call first. Person B, you text them, you wait 5 hours, they finally text you back saying, oh, I just saw this. And it's just like, it might be more like pulling teeth, trying to get this person to interact with you. But when you do interact with them, it's amazing. It just comes at a much slower pace. Person A is always ready, willing, and able. So that becomes a temptation. The person who's always around versus the person who's more ideal but kind of hard to see, kind of hard to hook, link up with. Aries, sometimes you go for the sure thing versus the quality. Sometimes, not all the time. And so now you've put yourself in a pickle because person A is hounding you and saying all the things they want to do with you and how come this and how come that and I want to get serious. And you're like, I don't want to get serious with you, but I also don't want to let you go because you're available. So you get in this pickle that you may not have to be involved in. For those dealing with friends and family, the pickle is because you know everybody. I love my mom. I love my Auntie Jean. I love my best friend Tyler. I also love my roommate Sam. I get along with everybody. But because you're in the middle, because people have their own agendas and their own paths that they're sticking to, and they're kind of trying to yank you along, like pull you on their side, like, hey, Aries, why don't you see what I'm saying? Like, don't you see my point of view? And you're like, yeah, I kind of see it. And it's like, come on, man, don't you agree with me? And it's like, you don't want to have to pick a side, but you will. You must. And if you don't, the universe will choose for you. Aries, that's your reading for mid-August. If you liked it, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can also leave a comment below. Let me know how this resonated in your life. You can also share this video across your social media platforms. Let other people know you like watching my stuff. And of course, if you are not subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified, especially if you hit the little bell, of when I upload videos for you guys, okay? Aries, I'm going to be back quite soon, since September is right around the corner, with your overalls for the entire month of September. And then, of course, I'll do the mids later for you as well. You'll see me go live sometime in the middle of September, but that will be a reading specifically for Virgo's birthday period. You're welcome to join the chat and hang out and stuff, but if I do any type of readings for anybody who shows, they will be specifically for Virgo, okay? All right, Aries, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.